Hey everybody, DIY Dad here, back out in the garage with the Spyder, and today we're going to look at what I believe is a problem, although I have some people online telling me it's not a problem and it's supposed to be that way, and it has to do with the frunk on the Spyder, and specifically the frunk on the F3 and how it behaves when you unlock it. So on the front of a Spyder, you have this storage compartment. It's a trunk, or frunk for front trunk. It stores a decent amount of stuff. In the earlier models, pre-F3, this would store a full-faced helmet. In F3 and above, it's a bit smaller, so it's not going to do that for you. But either way, to open this on the key, you turn it to this little kind of suitcase icon like that. Now you can kind of hear it click. And on my ST, when I would do that, the trunk would pop. So I could go like that, and then I could walk around here, and this would be sitting up, and I could lift it up. But on the F3, it doesn't do that. The only way to open the trunk is to have one hand here, and the other hand there, and turn that while simultaneously pulling up on that. Now, I believe that's because the little spring-loaded catch thing is not actuating properly. So we're going to take it apart and take a look and see if it's something I can adjust and fix, because it's kind of annoying. So this is inside of the trunk lid. So this right here is the catch. Here's the little post that pushes in. I believe there's supposed to be a spring or something in there that pushes against this so that when this releases, it pops the lid up. To get a look at that, we're going to take out this liner. So there's 4 body clips. I've already pulled 2. There's one there, one there, one there, and one there. And then we'll also pull this gray piece of plastic, which comes off just a little bit of friction. There's little pressure clip points here and here. So we'll pop that up and we'll pull this out and see if we can get a look at it. With the liner removed, you can see it's actually quite a bit simpler than I thought. So we've got the pin here for the hood, and we've got the latch, but there's no spring or anything in here. There's just a little stopper essentially that this pin pushes against when it's clicked in. So there's no spring to pop it up, and there's no real friction to push against it. But I'm looking at this pin and noticing that the pin has this kind of flat side on 2 sides and then a round edge on the other 2, and it's sitting currently at kind of an angle. So I'm wondering if maybe that's the trick. If this is turned, either it needs to be turned so the flat side points towards that little door, or exactly the opposite. So I'm going to experiment with seeing if I can twist this a little bit, and if that adjustment allows it to work the way I'd expect. So I experimented around, and I was on the right track but in the wrong method. So this is the issue, and the problem is this was screwed out too far, so it's too long. So when the latch engaged, it was sitting in here, and you want it to sit right up against this point. So what I did is I actually threaded this in to make it shorter. So loosen these, thread that in, and now when it closes, you can see it sits there. You push to close it, and then when I open it, the natural flex of the plastic makes it pop up, and you can lift it up. So it relies on a pretty simple system of this plastic flexing just slightly against the weather stripping and kind of the natural curve of the hood, so that it flexes down, and then when you pop it, the natural shape pulls this back out and pops it loose, and then you can lift it out of there. When you do this, be a little cautious. This piece slides this way, so as soon as you loosen it, it's going to want to drop down. So make sure you keep that alignment correct, and you can kind of adjust that a bit, tighten this back up. As long as this aligns in the center, it'll work. A few notes on fine-tuning this. As you get this aligned, so in addition to alignment here, you are going to want the flat piece of this to be on the top and bottom. So looking at it this way, like that, because your catch is actually going to sit up against this. You also want to make sure as you're threading this in not to go too far, or you will hit the plastic. So mine is, I don't know, about 1/8 of an inch off the top of the deck. That leaves me with this post set this way. It gives me a nice, easy click. And then it pops free. That's going to wrap us up from the garage. really, really easy project. So if you have a Spyder, specifically an F3, since it seems to be a lot of these that act this way, and your trunk doesn't pop open when you turn the key, all you have to do is change the alignment. It's really, really simple. So this being the end of a DIY dad video, I do owe you a dad joke. So since we've been dealing with trunks, when is a trunk not a trunk? When it's a jar. Right, remember, with any DIY project, most important step is just to do it. Doesn't have to be perfect. People won't see the flaws unless you point them out. Those of you on bikes, ride safe. Catch you on the next one. See ya.